What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 447, I do believe. Perhaps 46 or 47, one of those ones, around that area, in the ballpark. But it is episode 118 of Monday Night Fusion. Of course, fresh off the heels of last night's Point Break pay-per-view, the Genesis exclusive Point Break. But now we are on the road, just 2 weeks away from the 3rd annual Regicide, where the Fusion Boys will be showcased. And we are kicking off tonight's show, an action-packed card, as always, with a rematch from Dark Carnival, and a little bit of a preview of what's to come. And the main event of Regicide, of course, that fatal 4-way elimination matchup announced 2 weeks ago for the undisputed title will feature these two men, Damian and Ryan Kent, along with Paul Devine and the world champion, of course, Hayden, which will be our main event, mind you. Devine one-on-one with Kitely there. One-on-one apiece this season. They're going to break the tie before heading into Regicide, as right now the Gargoyle of Destruction goes right after the Firestarter. And as I said, this is a rematch from Dark Carnival, where we're supposed to crown a new #1 contender between these two. But after a hellacious, hard-hitting matchup, Ryan Kent decided, after getting dominated for a while in the later parts of the matchup, that he should try and take that cheeky count-out victory that the Bloody Brit would be all about. But instead, the match ended up going to a double count-out, which obviously means a draw. And then Johnny Sampson, he finished the rocky end to Devine beating Kitely for the title. Came up with the grand idea for that fatal 4-way elimination matchup. But I gotta say, I am a big fan, but still, we want to know who the better of these two are, as Damian once again just going right after Kent with a claw slam. It's an inverted virus slam right there, which Ryan Kent most definitely is not one to get hit with. Not many people have been able to kick out of that. Kent did. Back at Dark Carnival, one of the very few, as Damian with a shoulder thrust gonna knock Kent down to the outside. And our first tweet of the evening here, guys, comes from Jack Dial-Up, who says, "I am getting a raise tonight. #rich. Can't touch me." What up, by the way, Assassin? Bateman? Batman, I saw you in here as well. I was iffy as to whether or not I wanted to start commentating because there was a bit of lag, but I don't want to jinx it. Probably will. Seems all right. I just saw Damian spit out the red mist. Is it blood? I don't know. I don't even want to fathom, but we're already at a count of 5, guys, and a lot of people would be left sour, including, I think, Damian. if this ended up going to a count out yet again, but Kent going to make sure it doesn't happen this time. Has heard all the talk in the CMV universe that he's a coward, that he tried to run away from Damien, and then it got thrown back in his face. There's Big Dummy, what up? This, of course, the opening matchup for Fusion number 118. What a great pay-per-view Point Break was last night. The Genesis exclusive 2 Elimination Chamber matches in the main event. We crowned a new Alpha World Champion as Chris Andrews leaped from the top of a pod to eliminate Rey Furioso last to become the new holder of that title. Will we have a new champion come Regicide, guys? And we are now officially, besides the build to Regicide, obviously, on the road to Absolution, which will play host to the 6th annual CMV Royal Rumble. 30 men from Fusion and Genesis compete for the right to headline the last pay-per-view of the year, Homecoming, and a championship opportunity of their choosing. On a count of 5 again, and Damien using the environment around the ring to just dissect Ryan Kent at a count of 6, guys. And these two just really don't seem to want to keep the action in the ring. 7, is it going to happen again? These two seem completely preoccupied, just beating the hell out of each other, not even realizing referee Murphy's count is at 8 now. Oh, God, don't tell me it's going to happen again. Damien looking to get the victory by a count out, using Ryan Kent's own tactics against him. That's what Kent tried to do back at Dark Carnival and become #1 contender, but it ended up going to a double count out. But tonight, Damien goes to 22-2-1, beating Ryan Kent via count out to kick off Fusion. But still not a definitive victor. Still, we're left wondering who truly is the better man between these two. And mind you, a poll on our website, guys, over the past couple of days is asking what you, the CMV universe, you can still vote if you want. The poll is still up and running, and it's asking what you would like to see in next week's main event. What would the event be for the go-home show before Regicide? And I don't really think there's any chance for it to come back, honestly, because it's like the options are Jay Davis versus Hayden, Chris Diamond versus Hayden, and then Damien and Ryan Kent versus Paul Devine and Hayden. And that tag team match is like leading, I think, by like 8 points over the 2 others. So I don't really think there's any chance for the other 2 options to come back, but still, you never know. But right as it is now, it's looking like Damien and Ryan Kent are going to have to team up next week. Yeah, we really need those two in a no count out match to finally get a real winner. Well, we know that there'll be no count outs and no disqualifications at Regicide in that fatal 4-way elimination match for the undisputed title. The action must continue though here, guys. As we know, Rob Cross and Andrew Briggs. As I said earlier, our main event going to be one for the books. An Ascendance main event worthy, especially after all the instant classics they put on against each other. Paul Devine and Hayden, one-on-one. They currently own 1 victory apiece over each other this season. They're going to break the tie heading into Regicide and that 4-way match for Hayden's championship. But besides that, a great card. We have got Schmitty guys competing in not 1 but 2 matches back-to-back. Also, first, he'll be taking on Jack Dialop. We saw that tweet just a few moments ago. Dialop saying tonight he's going to become a very rich man because that bounty is still up and running by Samson. $100,000 he put on Schmitty's head. And if Jack Dialop cannot get the job done, then Samson's hoping that the Anarchists will be able to, as they'll take on Schmitty in a handicap match immediately following that. And much more is up next. This is a matchup, guys, that Rob Cross has been wanting since he first arrived in CMV. Rob Cross was the first ever WGW superstar to cross over into the CMV landscape. And since day one, he said he wanted a match with Andrew Briggs because both these guys really parallel tracks and the opposite companies. They're both 3-time light heavyweight champions. Rob Cross, of course, at WGW, and Andrew Briggs, the only, to date, 3-time light heavyweight champion in CMV. And, of course, Rob Cross, along with the rest of the Ballers Club, are the last ever, the very final Fusion Tag Team Champions, because an announcement last week, if you didn't hear, again, check out our website, cmvwrestling.com, a colossal bombshell dropped by Samson that the Fusion titles will be deactivated come Regicide in favor for trios titles, guys. This is the first, obviously, in CMV. I think in a lot of the wrestling world today, trios titles will make their debut at Regicide when Rob Cross, along with Chase Henderson and Mateo Blade of the Ballers Club, take on their arch rivals, the Brass Ring Club, in a six-man tag team ladder match. But right now, Rob Cross still wears that tag team title, proud that he and Chris Diamond won back at the Tag Team Cup. They won the Cup itself, then beat the ATL to win the gold. And we know that this man, the King of the Ring winner, Andrew Briggs, is slated to go one-on-one with Mr. Money in the Bank and the leader of the Ballers Club, Chris Diamond, at Regicide. Beat Chris Diamond a couple of weeks ago. Diamond gonna get the chance to get that one back come the pay-per-view. But tonight, his boy Cross looking to soften up Briggs a little bit before sending him his way. Mr. Money in the Bank versus King of the Ring. That's going to be a hell of a match, but this one could very well steal the show as well. As you can see, there is no Ballers Club ringside. There's no Matt Devious in the corner of Briggs. Both these men agreed to go one-on-one clean. No outside interferences. Rob Cross, Andrew Briggs, toe-to-toe. Referee Murphy going to ring that bell, and let's get it on. Hopefully, no countouts. As right out of the gate, it is going to be a butterfly suplex, guys. And as we get into this matchup, speaking of the Tag Team Cup and the ATL, we haven't seen them in action since they lost their championship rematch back at Dark Carnival. It was actually earlier tonight before these shows started that the ATL were called into GM Johnny Sampson's office, and apparently Sampson's not too happy with them, saying that he is downright embarrassed for the fact that the Ballers Club and all these WGW guys are running around. You know, you got Chris Diamond as Mr. Money in the Bank. The rest of the Ballers Club as tag team champions, possibly becoming the first ever trios champions. And Johnny Sampson in a foul mood because of Schmitty and Ziegler and all these other things, kind of trying to take out a little bit of his piss and vinegar, says that he is going to punish them for coming in here acting like they were going to change the division and really put the tag team division on their backs and then failing, obviously. So Sampson has said that for the next couple of weeks, he's going to punish the ATL every single show in different tag team circumstances. Next week, the punishments will begin as the ATL will take on Dance Party. And a little bit of a stipulation Sampson added is that the ATL will not be allowed to use their tag team finisher nor their individual signature finishers. That's just another prime example of Sampson just allowing all this drama with Schmitty to cloud his judgment as Rob Cross is currently tearing Andrew Briggs to shreds. Whole card of count out sounds like my night. Nice short work for me, you know. 20-minute show. Wicked DDT as Cross now goes in for the pin. Only gets a 1 count, however. The Trios Championships, man, really going to change the landscape of Monday Night Fusion and all of CMV. If you don't know what Trios titles are, they're pretty much tag team titles, but only 6-man matches can they be defended. 3 men will represent the gold, as our first champions will be crowned in a 6-man tag team ladder match. BFT knee strike followed by a nasty-looking clothesline, and Rob Cross has been dominating. Chris Diamond, watching from the back, has got to be licking his lips, loving every second of this. The Ballers Club last week on Fusion defeated the Brass Ring Club and Bad Men Incorporated an 8-man tag via count out. Now that Chris Andrews is Alpha World Champion, count outs all around, baby. Saw Andrew Briggs, I do believe, may have countered Rob Cross's signature attempt. Where is everybody, by the way? It's a Monday night, you know. Bateman, go find everyone, you know. Oh, I think Rob Cross just tried for a crossbody. Looking to throw caution to the wind, but Briggs has absolutely none of it. Briggs made it through 7 other men in the King of the Ring tournament to earn the right to be called as such. And earned, of course, that title opportunity against Hayden, which he failed to capitalize on. Then took a vacation. We didn't see Andrew Briggs for a month. He returned with that win over Chris Diamond 2 weeks ago, as now Rob Cross is going to pull off that sit-out last ride powerbomb of his. Who watches Raw in 2018, you know what I mean? Andrew Briggs, I don't think, going to be watching much of anything as Rob Cross with the ripcord knee strike, guys. This has been domination from the get-go. Will it be over? It will! Wow! Absolute domination from Rob Cross. He just mauled the king of the ring. I don't think I've ever seen Andrew Briggs being like that. Cross just picked up a whole lot of momentum for himself and for Chris Diamond heading into Regicide. Briggs tried as he might, but failed to get any sort of effective offense in. Rob Cross pining for this matchup since he arrived in CMV, and he delivered. What a win for Rob Cross. How is Andrew Briggs be able to come back from this in preparation for taking on Diamond at Regicide? Hopefully he comes up with something. That was unlike Andrew Briggs, especially lately. He came back so fiery after his vacation. Up next, guys, here on Fusion number 118, tag team action set to take to the ring as Harvey Hastings and Matseo Yum pair up to take on their respective rivals in Perry Heenan and Azriel. After this, we have got the return of the Serbian, the two-time light heavyweight champion, Nikola Ivanovic. We haven't seen him in action since the start of this season. He takes on Percy Simmons, the man he brutally assaulted last week, along with light heavyweight champion Jay Davis. Still to come as well, Paul Devine and Hayden one-on-one in the main event. But we know that these two pairings are set to break off and go one-on-one at Regicide. Harvey Hastings going to be taking on Perry Hidden, while Masayo Yum battles Azriel. We have seen both of these teams' former occasions go to war together. Definitely more frequently, Perry Heenan and Azriel. They were actually legitimately a tag team. Just competed a couple weeks ago in the Tag Team Cup alongside each other, as they're going to look to work as a cohesive unit once again in order to topple the team of Hastings and Yum. And Hastings just last week here on Fusion actually knocked off Yum in singles competition. The two would shake hands afterwards. We know there's a lot of respect between them. So Yum obviously not taking that loss with a big scoop of salt. And that's a good thing, certainly, heading into this one. What's Azriel starring in? Because is he starring in Moon Knight as an extra alongside Tyson Cage? Whoa. What? That scared the shit out of me. That legitimately just gave me a little bit of a spook. The hell was that? Harvey Hastings out onto the stage. What was the camera just showing? Global Offensive? Wait, is Yum invisible? Global Offensive just popped up on the screen, but I think Yum is invisible. I'm pretty sure. Harvey Hastings, Masayo backstage. He forgot he forgot to put his hair in a ponytail. You know, running a little bit late. But there seems to be some sort of actual alliance now formed between Hastings and Hume. You saw it pop up on your screen. I have no idea. It said Global Offensive. Well, hopefully Maseo Hume can get out here before this matchup begins, doesn't leave Hastings hanging. Ah, there he is. All right, Harvey Hastings and Maseo Hume ready to go to battle against their rivals as the Pitbull Perry Hidden, former Anarchy champion. He and Harvey Hastings been at each other's throats for weeks now. Really stemmed from Heaton eliminating Hastings in that six-pack challenge #1 contenders match at the top of the month. And of course, you know, the winner of that matchup was Alistair Knox. Became #1 contender for the United States title. But after last week, guys, where Jay Money not only defeated, but absolutely just victimized, tore champion Pierre Thompson to shreds, it was announced last week on Reality Wrestling that Pierre will not be appearing on tonight's Fusion or next week's, as he suffered a minor neck injury. Doctors are telling him with rehab over these next 2 weeks, though, he will be in good enough condition to defend his title against Knox come Regicide. And Pierre himself, when I called him up, asked him what he was doing, he said, no matter what, I don't care if the doc's gonna be the green light or not, I will be at Regicide, ready to rewrite the wrong, that loss that I took to Knox back at Dark Carnival. But you know that Knox has got to be loving his chances even more now, with Pierre not heading into their United States Championship matchup at 100%, thanks to Jay Money. Is that your dream? As always, a daunting sight for Asriel to make his way out into the arena. If you're reading this, fuck off. Asriel, he's a sweet guy, all right? Don't let anyone ever tell you that Asriel's not just a sweetheart. Just take a little peek at that shirt. That ain't PG. Nothing Asriel does is PG, though. A former two-time international champion and Fusion Tag Team champion. His beef with Maseo Hume stemming from Dark Carnival and, of course, the Money in the Bank ladder match, where a lot of controversy surrounded it after Maseo Hume could have very easily climbed the ladder and stopped Chris Diamond from retrieving the briefcase, but instead chose not to. And Asriel was probably the most miffed out of everybody, targeting Hume on Twitter. That Twitter beef going to become a reality in 2 weeks' time at Regicide. And wearing that mask, we know, after he was forced to shave his head bald, losing the Ultimate Sacrifice match at Sacrifice some months ago. You can see Hume and Hastings discussing some last-second strategies before this matchup gets underway. So Hastings and Hume, guys, apparently forming some sort of actual alliance, the German and the Jap. I still don't know if that's like, is that offensive to say Jap? Just Jap, like short for Japanese? I remember I called him him or some other Japanese guy. I think maybe Paul Devine. I said Jap at a match and someone in chat said that was racist. I don't know. Because we call people Jews. You know, short for Jewish. Why can't I say Jap? Short for Japanese. I don't know. But the German and the Japanese man, seemingly going by the name Global Offensive, start this matchup off as the former two-time United States champion and the man he will go head-to-head with solo at Regicide. What a kick that was by Double H. And a quick tag Going to bring the former Rising Star champion in the ring. A lot of bright things in the future of Masao Yume. Of course, the crossover from RJPW. Yo, what up, Soul? Just in time. The matchup just started, so now an elbow to the lower back. And continuing the stomps down onto the chest, the arm, the knee. Into the steel steps goes the Pitbull. This is just how rugged Masao Yume can be, but he ain't gonna fire right back at him. Oh boy, count of 5. Masao Yume getting his clock cleared right now. Oh God. We're at a count of 7 right now. Perry, just get back in the ring. Just get back in the ring, Perry. It's not gonna work. Hastings' legs are there. Perry, just get back in the ring. Get back in the ring, Perry. No, you wake up. You. No, we're restarting this. That's too many. That's too much. Nah. Ringside. Hastings says, ring the bell. And Perry said, hey, you want to get it on for real? Let's do it then. Perry Heenan has no problems. This matchup has been restarted. Both teams agreeing to such. Yeah, Perry Heenan couldn't quite figure out how exactly to get Yume. You know, Yume is a thick boy. He is extra thick. And Perry was just struggling. Now, how the hell do I get this guy back in the ring? This matchup has been officially restarted as Hastings, once again, the legal man, going right after Heenan with a nice Hurricane Rana. Still to come, guys. Up next, Nikola Ivanovic. Herbie Hastings already up. Is he looking for the blitzkrieg already? No, what's he doing? Hastings, that is really close. What is he going to try to hit here? Oh, crack to the jaw, and now, okay. A senton, I do believe, is what Hastings was shooting for there, but completely missed on his target. And now a tag going to bring the Japanese-born Masao Yume back into the mix. Nikola Ivanovic, though, after brutalizing both Percy Simmons and light heavyweight champion Jay Davis last week, going to go one-on-one with the deck. And his in-ring return. Of course, we've also got Schmitty in not 1 but 2 matches, taking on Jack Dialop. But if he can survive that, then we'll battle the Anarchists handicap style. And let's not forget that Ascendance-worthy matchup between Paul Devine and Hayden. How did Yume already get busted open? He just got in the ring. Apparently didn't put that Vaseline on tonight, as he did with a tag to his on-again, off-again tag team partner Azrael. And what are they concocting here? Power slam suplex combo? I guess it works. Great charisma always between the Pitbull and the Boa, as we get a nice little springboard cross body. Gotta wonder exactly what this global offensive is between Hastings and Yume. Is this an alliance or an actual tag team they're forming? We'll have to wait to hear from either one of them, I suppose, as Yume wants to get the hell out of there. Drop toe hold and uses the opening to slap hands, bring back in Hastings. Excuse me. Yo, what up, J-Rod and Goat and Batman? Ooh! Headshot! Headshot by Hastings, who is not beating around the bush, immediately to the top rope for a blitzkrieg. Azrael could get caught off guard here, guys. Will it be enough? No, Heenan jumping right over referee Murphy and taking him out in the process to make that clutch-ass save, but now going to pay for it. Yume with a little spinning side slam down onto the knee, and now Perry can't roll out of the ring because Murphy's in the way. Oh, Perry gets some revenge. Not waiting to be tagged back in. Yume takes a trip to the outside as Harvey Hastings is still in control, though. Gonna hang Azrael up to dry on that top rope. Azrael, can he make the hot tag in time? No, he cannot. The CMV veteran will be able to make a reversal and then goes to make the tag, and Perry Heenan busy taunting the CM Universe. There we go. The Pitbull, once again, the legal man, the former Anarchy champion with a fire in his eyes. The bad blood is a brewing between these two. It'll come to a head at Regicide, but right now, Heenan with a pile driver city lately in CMV. Oh, Heenan, there it is, locked in. Hastings, though, with the proper ring placement, knew where he was. Astro just jumped off the apron, as I think Heenan may have been looking for a tag, perhaps a little bit of turmoil between these two. Lucky for Harvey, though, he knew where he was and was able to get that rope break, but still maybe perhaps enough damage done. No, just a 2 count. But guys, Azrael now back on the apron, but apparently did not want to get tagged back in so soon. And now Heenan with a headshot gets caught right on the button. Right there, Azrael actually now looking for the tag, asking for it, but Heenan ain't able to make it, maybe with that reversal. But the Pitbull, Jesus Christ, careful to not knock himself out, brings Harvey up to a vertical base, double axe handle. Another double axe handle, or rather more of just a blatant push right there. Rebounds off the ropes and a big old leaping lariat. Nicely done. Harvey, just out of instinct, looks for refuge in the corner. I don't know if he's going to find it, though. Tree of woe position. That is perhaps one of the worst places you could be, put into inside of a wrestling ring. All the blood rushing to your head as you saw Heenan just pressed his boot to Hastings' throat, making it impossible for him to breathe. Arm drag there, never count out the 2-time United States champion. Spinning soul kick, might have cracked a rib, and now closing in for a tilt-a-whirl arm drag. Hastings really is just a total package. So quick, so agile, can catch you out of the air with that blitzkrieg. His headshot, he's a straight Pele kick to the head, and then he's got that Anaconda Vice, let's not forget. Choke you out. Stop onto the bicep as Double H puts Perry Heenan into a seated position. Now up onto one knee. Bitch slap. That is gonna awake the sleeping dragon, and another headshot. Heenan might be heading into Regicide with a concussion at this point. Harvey gonna hope that just that alone can get him the 3 count. It very well may. No, not quite enough. Over on the Genesis side of things, guys. It's earlier today, actually, on our website, cmvwrestling.com, as Heenan, what is he cooking up in the kitchen? Dragon Sleeper! He's actually got Heenan off his feet, but he can't hold that in. He's only got the count of 5. He could have easily been disqualified. Gotta watch it. You saw Hume arguing with referee Murphy to telling him to get Heenan out of there, but now Perry, there will be no rope break this time. That Dragon Sleeper, and there's the torque, man. It's the turn that really does all the damage, all the pressure, and Harvey is the one to tap out yet again at the hands of the Pitbull. Penguin heading into his one-on-one with Hastings at Regicide, forcing the 2-time U.S. champion to tap out again. Maseo Yu was out of breath. Maybe Hastings and Yu would have just been better off taking that count-out loss. We did see a bit of interesting turmoil between Heenan and Azrael in this matchup, though. That'll be something to keep our eyes on, but the fact remains that they're able to work together well enough to get this victory. But that is twice now. Actually, technically 3 times that Hastings has tapped out to Heenan, if you include the Fatal 4-Way elimination matchup, which why wouldn't you, before Dark Carnival. Hastings has got to be getting pissed off with Heenan looking for his ultimate revenge come Regicide. The show keeps on rolling, guys. It's going to be a short one, only 43 minutes, and we're already to the 4th match. Hey, what up, Echo? Oh, just in time, huh? Still got that main event to come. Paul and Hayden, it is always an absolute fucking banger every time they're in the ring together. Tonight will surely be no different, as they are sitting one apiece this season. Going to try to break that tie heading into Regicide in the Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the world title. And guys, speaking of Regicide, of course, we know the night where every Fusion title will be on the line. That is 5 championship matches announced earlier today. But deliver the news to you all right now is that at Regicide, the light heavyweight title will be defended. Jay Davis puts his belt on the line against the Deck, Perry Heenan. Heenan, in defeating Jay Davis last week in what was a thriller, 5-star confrontation, earned himself that shot. They are 1-1 because we know that the week before that, Jay Davis actually had beaten Simmons in under a minute. Simmons was able to prove last week that it was a fluke, but at Regicide, with the title actually on the line, can he win the big one? Percy Simmons' first shot at a championship in CMV, but right now he has got to worry about this man. The Serbian and 2-time light heavyweight champion who returned last week with a bang, certainly made a statement by attacking both Percy Simmons and light heavyweight champion Jay Davis, immediately throwing his name into the hat. We haven't seen Nikola Ivanovic prior since the very start of the season. Former member of Rise, and this man is just mean. There's not a single nice thing about Nikola Ivanovic. And with a win here over the #1 contender, Ivanovic already has got people looking his way after what he did last week. This win here tonight is exactly what he is looking for. And with Jay Davis surely watching from backstage or at home, he's not set to compete tonight, so I assume he might not even be here. It is going to be one hell of a matchup. I can already tell between the Deck and the Rebel for the championship. But as I said, Percy Simmons cannot afford to overlook Nikola here. This could be a gigantic win for Simmons over a 2-time light heavyweight champion. And another tweet here, guys, from Azriel says, the reason I refused to tag in was because Heenan looked like he had everything under control, and I didn't want to risk my acting career. Barry Heenan certainly did finish off that matchup strong. Didn't need Azriel's help after all. Azriel's movie career already in jeopardy after he had to shave his head. Now wears that mask. Doesn't want to risk it further. I understand. What up, Dynamic? Indeed, it continues. First, the double count out at Dark Carnival. Then earlier tonight to kick off the show, Damien actually beat Kent by count out. Still don't truly know who the better man is between them. Percy Simmons, with the support of the CM Universe on his side, he's going to need every single asset he can get his hands on in order to deal with Ivanovic here tonight and Davis come Regicide in 2 weeks' time. Up next in our tertiary main event, Schmitty going to go head-to-head with a very hungry Jack Dialop, and even if he wins or loses that, it won't matter. Immediately following in the co-main event, he then takes on the Anarchist handicap style. And in our main event, an ascendance-worthy main event matchup, but tonight, it headlines Fusion number 118, Paul Devine and Hayden. Once more, face-to-face. Nikola Ivanovic. Both these guys trying to start strong, but obviously have done their homework. Reversal after reversal, but now a one-kick KO from Simmons. Got to put him right in the driver's seat. Now in a camel clutch position and unloading with some right hands, or rather some forearms. Couldn't really tell from that angle. Harvey Hastings, guys, let's out a tweet here. Another round by the deck. Hastings says, one loss won't stop my war. Heenan is still on the ropes, and I will deliver the killing blow soon. Good touchdown, though. Not exactly one loss. Heenan now has tapped out Harvey Hastings on 3 separate occasions. The assassin, though, is... You know, he's already a dangerous man. You back him into a corner, you're going to regret it. But here comes Perry Heenan responding, says, the first thing you do post-loss is tweet. That sums you up. All talk but no action. Get your act together. They don't pay me by the hour. Light work. The former Anarchy champion with some savagery delivered to Hastings right there. But now a Falcon arrow by Nikola Ivanovic, who is the bigger between the two. Not by much. Height-wise, not by much, but certainly beefier than Simmons is, who's very light, very thin. But that helps him when it comes to his agility. What a Michinoku driver! That is what I like to see, some ingenuity behind the offense by Ivanovic. There's a reason he's a 2-time light heavyweight champion. Dominated the light heavyweight division at the beginning of last season. And there's a beautiful vertical suplex to follow through. Ivanovic, as we touched on, made a big impact in his return, but just attacking people isn't going to get you to the top of the rankings. He actually has to get a win, and this win right here is exactly what he's looking for. A high kick. Didn't seem to face Ivanovic very much, as now catches the boot. Double axe handle. That caught Percy Simmons right on the button, and now Simmons is reeling, and Ivanovic waiting in the wings. He calls this the kill. Perfect plex. I don't know if I've ever seen one hit better. Sorry, Quinn Bell. Hooks that leg, and 1, 2. Just a 2 count, though. Simmons gets his shoulder up off that mat just the nick of time to keep himself alive in this matchup, but can't just stay alive. Actually has to do something to win here. Simmons with the announcement that he and Jay Davis will have their rubber match with the title on the line. He can't risk a loss like this. I did indeed, Goat, you little sweet boy. I got him. Nikola, last season, terrorized the Genesis roster as a part of the villainous faction known as Rise. All of his Rise brothers, though, no longer in CMV on his own currently, but still just as dangerous. And what is with the fucking pile drivers, man? Everybody's got a pile driver now. See how smart Simmons is. Rolls to the apron. He knows that Nikola Ivanovic, reels him in. A little bit of a trap set up there by the deck. Slingshot spear to follow through. That is why I am a Simmons fan. Just like that, can turn things around. Now goes for a high kick. Nikola again catches it. Ivanovic ain't no flips, just fists. As Ivanovic is saying, we're not going to see him fly out the top, do springboards, all this kind of shit. He is rugged as they come. Grew up in Serbia. How can you not be a tough son of a bitch? And look at this, a shoulder claw being applied as he grabs down on the traps rather. Simmons, twist of fate by Simmons. And fate may have just been twisted indeed as Percy stays on the attack. Once more to the camel clutch, loving this offense. And this match is the #1 contender for the light heavyweight championship. Now I think that Simmons may have just tried for the jack of all trades and now caught body scissors with a chicken wing, a cross-arm chicken wing. That's something new for Ivanovic, but Percy is able to escape it and stay alive. That was a close call there. Simmons has Nikola by the back of his head, but Ivanovic going to escape with some well-placed elbows. See how he tries to shake the cobwebs. Scoop slam attempted, not like forming into one, it looks like. Not off his feet just yet, channeling the energy being funneled to him by the fans in attendance. Now into the corner. Percy Simmons with a double bounce punch. Now that was a fantastic drop kick and a big old mushroom stomp And Ivanovic is in La La Land. Percy Simmons looks to finalize one. Just, wow, one count, all right. Punch up to the gut. Ivanovic got to realize he's dreading into the deep end. Goes for a high knee. Instead gets another picture-perfect drop kick by the Deku. Trying to come in at a certain angle. Wastes too much time. Now Ivanovic with a desperation pin gets him but a 2 count. Oh! Big boot. Square to the face of Ivanovic. Just eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. Hey, a little bit of hype getting built up. The Rumble is just 4 weeks away. That was... Woo-wee. And now Simmons just in the ring telling Ivanovic, come on, motherfucker, I ain't done with you. Get back up. Now goes to collect him in a DDT on the outside, where just straight up concrete lies beneath those thin pads and a ripcord knee strike to follow through. Ivanovic, you good, bruh? Boot up under the chin. Ivanovic stunned for only a moment as Simmons lures him back in the ring just before the count of 5. Now waiting in the wings, but caught. Capture suplex. And there's that straightforward, no nonsense attitude. Those punches square to the face, and dirty heel tactics nearly steals the win for Ivanovic, who's miffed that it did not work. Stalls the suplex, vertical of his own by the #1 contender for the light heavyweight title, who backs into the corner, paying homage to the CMV universe. He knows that their support mean a lot to him. And look at this distance. Gonna get a lot of build-up. The jack of all trades. Nikola Ivanovic falls like a sack of stones. Make sure there's no rope break. Still pretty close to being one, but I guess not. And it's enough to get Simmons the win. Another absolutely phenomenal matchup for Percy Simmons. What a return for Ivanovic as well. But did not get the win he was looking for. And wait a minute, Ivanovic going to offer a handshake after attacking Simmons, and Simmons going to accept it. Nikola Ivanovic attacked Simmons last week, paid for it tonight. Simmons not holding any grudges, heading into his light heavyweight title matchup in 2 weeks at Regicide. No room for grudges with championship gold on the mind. And guys, heading into our tertiary main event, I actually have just received a text message from the general manager of Monday Night Fusion, Johnny Sampson. He has this to say: I am sick of seeing the man who put my family and I through hell on his 2 feet. He was supposed to come here and be my bitch. I wanted the ultimate payback, yet he keeps getting back up. He better stay down after tonight, or else. So, most certainly, some haunting words there. Oh, apparently Jack Dial-Up is in the Hall of Fame. Jack Dial-Up, though. Macon was out here, and Samson has most definitely stacked the deck against Schmitty tonight, putting him in not one but two matches, and still that $100,000 bounty on his head. Dial-Up tweeted out earlier tonight saying, "Tonight I become a very rich man." This matchup stemming from last week, where after Schmitty had defeated Logan Hale, Jack Dial-Up rushed the ring, attempted to capitalize on that bounty, but Schmitty sent him packing, empty-handed. Now Dial-Up with the opportunity of a lifetime. This could be career-changing, not only for the bounty, but what a win this would be. Schmitty, a former European champion, two-time United States champion, and former undisputed champion. Dial-Up accomplished here in CMV in his own right, a former Rising Star champion. With that stick of his, he gave it a name. I don't remember what it was. Help me out here. He calls it like the stick of something, but I completely forgot. Please don't hit me with it, Dial-Up. Well, there he is. The man with the world coming after him. Pull of prosecution, that's it. Pull of prosecution. Dial-Up best be wary, though. This is a clean singles match. If he uses that and gets caught, he'll be disqualified. So with those lingering words from Samson, that Schmitty had better stay down tonight or else. What could that mean? Schmitty has conquered every challenge laid in front of him by Samson, his former father-in-law. Of course, we all know the reason why is that Schmitty is here for one reason and one reason only. It's not about his ego, not about his pride, not about titles this season. It's about his unborn child. But Samson is so hell-bent on this vendetta for revenge that he refuses to allow Schmitty to be standing on his own 2 feet. So much so that he forked over $100,000 of his own money, saying anybody who can take Schmitty out will get that payday. And this matchup begins, and Schmitty right out of the gate with a neck breaker. Remember, win or lose here, Schmitty up next will be put up against former Fusion Tag Team Champions, the Anarchists, handicap style. And let's certainly not forget about our main event, as Schmitty lockjaw to Jack Dial-Up. Paul Devine will be going one-on-one with undisputed champion Hayden. Yet another chapter added to the storied past between those two, heading into, of course, the Fatal 4-Way elimination matchup that will main event Regicide in 2 weeks. I don't know what Schmitty thought he actually thought that was going to work. You take some risks. Sometimes they miss, you know. But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Still able to stay in control. Jack Dial-Up has got to be having some butterflies in his stomach. You know, general manager Johnny Sampson has entrusted him with coming out here and doing what nobody else has been able to, including Bison and Travis King, Logan Hale over the past couple of weeks. By the way, did Rise come in here a minute ago? Oh, no, it's Noah. Noah, wow. Yo, let's give it up for King Matt. We can't forget about that goddamn legend. Haven't seen you in a while, my friend, but welcome in. As Jack Dial-Up finally gets a little bit of offense in. Clothesline now brings Schmitty to the corner with $100,000 on the line 11 times. Schmitty goes head first off that top turnbuckle. Misses the moonsault to follow through, and that's going to give Schmitty the opening as he goes in for a cover, but only gets a 2 count. Regicide just 2 weeks away is the final stop for the Fusion Superstars on the road to absolution. Schmitty with a moonsault accepted. What is with Schmitty and the acrobats in this matchup? Obviously, it's not paying off for him. He should, can this. Regicide is the last stop for the Superstars of Fusion on the road to absolution in the 6th annual CMV Royal Rumble matchup. You know, Schmitty's never competed in a Royal Rumble in CMV before, and something tells me Johnny Simpson's not going to be giving him a spot this year either. Last year's Absolution, Schmitty was actually competing for the world title against then-champion Chris Andrews. A little bit of history for you. But 30 superstars from both Fusion and Genesis going to compete The winner headlines the last pay-per-view of the season, Homecoming, with a world title opportunity. They're choosing a Schmitty face first. On top of the announce table here, nearly knocked over my Mountain Dew. Now, just before the count of 8, the fight returns to the squared circle. Up over the shoulders. The Game Changer drops Jack Dialop face first off of the top turnbuckle. Hook to the jaw and from behind. Schmitty actually utilized this very maneuver to tap out Logan Hale last week. The body scissors included. Sleeper hold is cinched in, but Dial-Up will not be going down like that. Breaks the hold and ooh, using his own head as a battering ram there to smash in the face of Schmitty. I was actually going to talk about it a little bit earlier tonight, but I thought something interrupted me. I don't remember what. I think it was the finish of a matchup, guys, but just earlier today on our website, cmvwrestling.com, ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link if you are not already signed up. The 4th annual Cyborg Invitational was announced. This year, of course, it is a Genesis exclusive tournament, but the 6 competitors have been revealed. If you want to know who is going to be competing in the yearly tradition, you can head on over there and see for yourself. But Castle Faith, oh, what a stiff forearm smash, did run down the rules and the participants, as right now Schmitty looks to put down Jack Dial-Up the same way he did last week. Old school Schmitty. Thanks for coming, Jack Dial-Up. You tried, but just like the others, you ain't successful. Schmitty puts down Dial-Up, but is only going to get a very few moments to rest before the Anarchists make their way out here. Schmitty's night ain't over. Jack Dial-Up will not be adding $100,000 to the bank account tonight, though. And that has got to infuriate Johnny Sampson, but he still has one hope left. One last-ditch effort, and the Anarchists up next. So Schmitty gets a couple of minutes reprieve, but he is not going to be leaving that ring. So Schmitty remaining in the ring as the Anarchists get set to make their way out here for our co-main event handicap matchup. And Caleb Reed and Crow, of course, already tried to capitalize on the bounty a couple of weeks ago when they attacked Schmitty in the garage, in the parking lot. It was only thanks to the Brass Ring Club who intervened and saved Schmitty because he was getting his ass beat by the former Fusion Tag Team Champions. But now the fight going to be taken to the... Schmitty just went through a pretty hard-hitting matchup with Jack Dial-Up, emerged victorious. Remember those words by Samson saying, Schmitty, you better stay down tonight or else. What is that or else exactly? And to question your answer, I was about to say, to answer your question, Goat, the Invitational will last for about 2 months or so. It's only 15 matches, only 6 competitors this year. Ooh, excuse me. So that's 15 matches in total. So it'll last probably about 2 months or so. The sound guy just accidentally playing Schmitty's song for a second. Forgot he's already out here. And here they come, the team of Caleb Reed and CMV veteran Crow, former Fusion Tag Team Champions, and Crow, a former Anarchy Champion in his own right. hit the ring. You know, they told Schmitty before they attacked him a couple of weeks ago in the parking garage. They said, this is nothing personal, Schmitty, but $100,000, that can change a person's life. That can change our lives. Samson knew exactly what he was doing, risking Schmitty's life, period, by putting such a hefty bounty on his head. So Schmitty gets past Jack Dial-Up, but can he survive the Anarchists in this handicap match, which means that Caleb Reed and Crow can tag in and out. Schmitty has got nobody to rely on, even though he has supporters in the CM Universe and backstage in the Brass Ring Club. There are still, vastly outnumbering the good is the evil, the people who hate Schmitty, who have grudges with him for good reason. And a tweet now here, guys, from Jack Dial-Up says, if you wanted me to injure this loser, you didn't... Oh, I'm sorry, let me restart. Jack Dial-Up says, if you wanted me to injure this loser, why didn't you put a no DQ stipulation on it? You idiot, Samson. Hashtag hypocrite. Would Dial-Up have fared any better? Something tells me I highly doubt it. But Jack should be careful, because we've seen a lot of people these past couple of months try to get what they want from Samson and only end up getting on his bad side. Ziegler and Bison now. Get some teamwork there between the former Fusion Tag Team Champions and assisted crossbody. We're already seeing the effects of this handicap matchup. Bullplex to follow through, the power of Crow on display. Yeah, I guess if the Anarchists did win this matchup, but remember what Johnny Simpson said, he's not just beating him, because if that was the case, then, the Ballers Club a couple of weeks ago when they beat Schmitty in that handicap match, they would have gotten the money. But Samson said anybody who can take Schmitty out, who can debilitate him, injure him, put him on the shelf, get rid of him once and for all, will get that bounty. That's what the Anarchists are going to try to do here. The win would be a nice start, but I guess, yeah, if the Anarchists did win, they would split it. So $50,000 each, that's still not that bad. That's probably more than they make in a year here in their CMV contracts. You see Schmitty, though, still fighting as much as he possibly can after everything that Samson has put him through. The Hell in a Cells and the no holds barred and the lethal lockups and the handicap after handicap. Here comes Caleb trying to help out Crow. It was just a millisecond too late. Schmitty does get off that elbow drop. Now it's you guys from the Cowboy, Billy Shaw, as Schmitty looks to lock in that sleeper hold of his, the rear naked choke, if you will, body scissors included. And will Schmitty be the one to make quick work of the Anarchist? No, breaks the grasp of Schmitty and then just clocks him in the face with the back of his head. That tweet from Shaw here, guys, says, I don't see why this Samson guy keeps going to these guys who ain't the toughest SOBs around. The Texan Dream, the Deathmatch King, Billy Shaw, old school Schmitty. Caleb Reed attempting to argue with referee Murphy. I don't know about what exactly. Now into the pin. Only a 2 count, though. So Billy Shaw telling Samson to put him in the ring with Schmitty. He'll get the job done. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people coming out of the woodwork since the bounty was announced saying they can take on Schmitty, but everybody who's been lined up in front of the Game Changer has been knocked down swiftly. Oh, what a big boot. What up, Maury? Yeah, no, Topher, it's too late for him. It's his bedtime now. He's getting that good sleep, He's a tired little Alpha World Champion. That is vintage Crow right there, though, guys, with that rocket kick us now. He looks for the pin, but not enough to keep down the greatest professional wrestler on the planet today. Still to come in our main event up next. Paul Devine and Hayden are going to break the tie they have against each other this season. 1 win apiece. Heading into Regicide in the fatal 4-way elimination match for the world title. Beautiful lariat off the springboard. Caleb Reed trying to shout from the apron and get into Schmitty's head, distract him. Not going to work, though. Schmitty, laser focus. Wants to... Oh! There we go. There's that handicap aspect. And Schmitty's got to be pissed. His comeback just got interrupted. Still able to stay in control, though, with an electric chair. Driver. Neck first. Right down into the mat, but now a hot tag. Schmitty not able to stop it in time. Ducks the clothesline and caught with a mat slam. Tweet here from Josh Wolf says, funny how I'm the only guy to actually beat Schmitty one-on-one, but I'm not interested in helping Samson. That is true. Josh Wolf, the only man to hold a victory one-on-one over Schmitty since his return to CMV. Josh Wolf, of course, returned to the Genesis side of CMV last night at Point Break to battle Elijah Stewart in losing effort. Still not clear exactly what brand Josh Wolf is a part of. He's getting, deals offered from Samson, though I don't know if they're on the table any longer after Josh Wolf defied Samson's orders and attacked Travis King back at Dark Carnival. And I still don't know if he's fully signed a new Genesis contract with Cass. Nice inverted power slam right there, though, by Caleb Reed, the younger brother of the Anarchy champion, John Reed. And a tweet from Ted Dickens, we haven't heard from in a while, says, at Josh Wolf, yeah, and it only took you 8 ladder shots. It only took dropping a house on Schmitty to keep him down. Caleb Reed, what exactly is he looking for here? Perhaps that, that vertical suplex out of the corner. An interesting setup. Innovative offense. Now turns to the CM Universe, taunting them, mocking them. He knows that the vast majority have turned to the side of Schmitty. After all that Samson has done to him, you got to appreciate the perseverance. Even if you don't like Schmitty as a guy, I certainly don't like him as a person, but... Oh, what a reversal! Going to try to steal the win off of that, too, as the game changer, but it's just a 2 count. Caleb going to put Schmitty in the corner, and a tag to Crow, guys. They are former Fusion Tag Team Champions for a reason. Super kick straight to the face and a knee to the back of the head. 1, 2, 3. About a straight millisecond away from getting that 3 count and possibly $100,000. They're just going to go for it right away. Again, switching positions, super kick, knee strike. Schmitty hardly surviving the first one. There's no way he kicks out of it again. 1, 2. Are you joking? The never say die attitude of Schmitty since his return is slowly but surely winning me over. How? How do you even kick out of one of those? And now Caleb gets busted wide open off a forward Russian leg sweep, and Schmitty somehow has enough left in him to pull off an old school Schmitty. Into the pin. Can he make that 3 count before Crow makes the save? No, he cannot. The count of 2, it gets broken up. Schmitty gonna take him out, though. Old school Schmitty's getting dished out like candy on Halloween. Crow now busted open as Schmitty tosses him in the corner, taking on all comers. Schmitty feeling awfully good about himself, and for good reason right now. Takes his eye off the ball. Crow is not the legal man, mind you. Caleb Reed goes right over him to take out Crow. With that lariat, Caleb back of the ring. Schmitty has just completely forgotten where he is or what's going on. Here comes Caleb, going to capitalize from behind with a kick right to the side. And now an electric chair. The back of Schmitty's head just smacking right off the canvas. Double leg drop to where the sun don't shine. Referee Murphy showing some leniency. I'm sure that Johnny Sampson pressured him to do so because Crow should have been counted out a long time ago. Been in the ring for like over probably 2 minutes. Finally gets back to the apron as Caleb Reed cinches in a figure 4 sharpshooter. A figure 4 alone is devastating. A sharpshooter alone is devastating. Why not combine them into one just dastardly concoction? Caleb with a wasteland and a senton to follow through. Into the pin, guys, and that might be enough to do it. 1, 2. No, it is not. Caleb decides that enough is enough. spear! Chops the Game Changer down to size. Completely motionless. 1, 2, 3. The Anarchists put down Schmitty after utilizing literally everything in their respective arsenals to do so. Respect to Schmitty, though. I'm sure Samson is very happy about this. Was able to beat Jack Dial-Up. But the Anarchists, nice and fresh, too much for him to handle. Not many men would even step up to a challenge like this. They would have backed down by now. They would have given up, but Schmitty refuses to. He'll go through this 100 more times before he gives up on his child. But the Anarchists, I don't know if they're going to get that $100,000. They should, because Schmitty looks to be completely out of it right now. Still not getting back up. Rolled to the outside in a heap. All right, my fine feathered friends, it is main event time. Fusion number 118. It's 2 weeks ago that Johnny Sampson announced the main event for Regicide, April 1st, live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Will be a fatal four-way election battle exactly a year from where Paul Devine won his first undisputed championship in a fatal four-way match at Regicide, bringing the historic reign of Justin Sane to a screeching halt. 1 year later, can Devine become a five-time world champion? He'll have to endure 3 other men in order to do so, including the man he goes head-to-head with tonight, the man he pinned and defeated back at Dark Carnival to win the undisputed title. But of course, remember, Hayden had his hand on the bottom rope, and Paul Devine, after realizing that, said, I'm not going to win the championship with controversy surrounding it. If I'm going to beat you, Hayden, I'm going to beat you right. I don't want anybody saying I don't deserve the championship. I don't want anybody saying it was a tainted win. And so, put the title on the line against Hayden in a game of cards, which Hayden, of course, won, becoming now a 5-time world champion. But man, has Devine been on a roll. The past 2 weeks, he has defeated both Damian and Ryan Kent. Only the second man to pin the Gargoyle of Destruction, of course, who earlier tonight beat Ryan Kent via countout, now 22-2-1. Still, we don't really know truly who the better man is between them. We do know that next week's main event, the go-home show, as voted by you guys, the CMV Universe, will be a tag team match as Ryan Kent and Damian will have to work together to take on Paul Devine and Hayden in a little bit of an extended reunion. But this matchup right here, our main event tonight, is a tiebreaker, 1-1 apiece, are Hayden and Devine this season. It's going to come to an end before this whole thing culminates at Regicide. Every single time these two step between the ropes, they produce absolute magic. 5-star matches. And I'm sure that this will be no different, as the 5-time CMV undisputed champion makes his way out onto the stage on a level of his own. The A-lister Hayden Kitely has the odds stacked against him come Regicide. Damian, Ryan Kent, and Devon coming for his gold. The only reprieve that Hayden has is that he will have to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his title. It is elimination. Oh, Topher just waking up to pop in for the main event. It really shows the type of man that Paul Devine is, his morals. Because he very easily could have said, nope, I beat you, Hayden. I don't care that your hand was on the rope. Fuck you. He could have kept his, he could be standing as champion right now, but Devine is not going to win a title like that. He said, if I'm going to beat you, Hayden, it's going to be clean. There ain't going to be no shady business. This is our main event. Paul Devine and Hayden, they will team up next week. You know, when Devine first won the Ultimate Sacrifice match, Hayden said, there's nobody I would rather defend my title against than my blood brother, Paul Devine. I wonder if he's still thinking that with his title in the utmost jeopardy come Regicide. Three of the toughest SOBs barreling down on him for his most prized possession. Neckbreaker right out the gate like a bull out of his pen. Hayden pounces, rotation neckbreaker. Devine bounces right back up. And Devine, though, is riding a just fucking tidal wave of momentum heading into this. Becoming only the second man ever 2 weeks ago to pin and defeat Damian. And last week knocking off Ryan Kent after that matchup. 3 years in the making. Cross-legged fisherman buster. These men's careers have been on a parallel path since they arrived in CMV. Well, since Devine arrived in CMV, they've been joined at the, at the hip, really, as a part of X-Gen. And even though over the years they've drifted, Hayden was on Match for an entire season, and Devine was doing his own thing. When Hayden's absence became a 3-time undisputed champion, main event to Descendants 4. Or 5, I should say. Descendants 5, and beat Chris Andrews to become a 3-time world champion. Now, of course, 4-time. But here they are back together again as Hayden gets slingshotted off the ropes towards the center of the ring. That's a downright lie, Topher. I don't think I've ever seen someone say, I'd rather see Quantum. Love you, Rifted. Face first off the top turnbuckle, and again 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 and again. The respect and love they share between each other ain't gonna stop them from beating the holy hell out of one another. Stomp down on the lower back, now propped up into a seated position, up to one knee. Devine slowly but surely kicks straight to the chest, gonna light it up at the 4th of July. Watch out, referee Murphy. Hayden put it in the corner, slowly approaches Devine, not getting ahead of himself, up to the top rope. These two know each other so well. Hayden with a boot to the chest, and now not gonna fly because Hayden ain't dumb. He ain't no risk-taker pop-up punch, though, baby. Hayden has been in CMV since day one. He was the first ever superstar to set foot in a CMV ring, the first ever matchup in CMV Hayden competed in. And I'm sure he'll be in the last ever, whenever that day may be. Trip up right there. We are just 4 weeks away from the 3rd annual Absolution that will play host to the 6th annual CMV Royal Rumble. Both these men are former Royal Rumble winners. Just last year, Devine won. As right now, tossed out onto the apron, and there's the sheer strength that Devine possesses. Absolutely incredible as he brings Hayden back into the ring with a Falcon Arrow. Hayden going to send an elbow straight to the side of the head. Now brought into a front headlock, though. Targets the arm, and that's a prelude, trying to soften Devine up for the crossface, what he calls the Hollywood hold. Yo, what up, ATG, my friend? Welcome to CMV. Don't believe I've ever seen you in here before, but I'm glad you are checking us out as Hayden. Justice is served to Paul Devine. Then a straight knee to the face. That is the most vintage thing about Hayden right there. Lateral press to follow through. One. How do you know him? What? Punch to the midsection by the Asian sensation, who tries to shoot off a catchphrase, I believe Devine might have just countered the Hollywood hold, or maybe a final cut attempt. I'm not sure. Something in the books. Maybe a win over the world champion. Nope, catches the boot, spin out. These two simply know each other too well to really use anything. Face to face, hook to the jaw. You do not want to get into a brawl with Hayden. Don't let his size fool you. Code breaker now reversing a drop kick. Doesn't even phase Kylie as he rolls Devine through for a neck breaker right across the shoulder. Drops down to one knee though. Action roll trying to lure Devine in as he closes up. Snapmare. See the position and wants to slow things down. He knows that Devine is the quicker. Devine is the more agile. Wants to keep him off his feet, work on him from the ground. Devine's not having any of that, though. Couple of elbows set him free, goes for a kick to the thigh, right up under the knee. Now overhead, 1999, man, I can't get over it. It is magic every time these two are in a ring together. Catchphrase by the man who puts the rising sun, baby. Arms out wide, appreciate the support of the CM Universe, who are split right down the middle as these two wage yet another battle. And the ever-growing war, 24th punch. See ya, bye, Hayden. Hooks that leg. 1, 2. No, just a 2 count. How can we expect any different? Hayden ain't gonna go down to just 1/24th punch, playa. He's Hayden Kitely, for fuck's sake. Echo, do you actually even know this guy, or are you just torturing him? Swag, ignore him. That's just vintage Echo. As Paul Devine holds his boot. Not afraid to have a little bit of fun at the expense of his ex-gen brother. Now pulls off a stomp to the bicep, and that would be an interesting strategy by Devine to try to take out Hayden's arm so he can't lock in the Hollywood hold. Hayden's most dangerous weapon, though he has a plethora of maneuvers he can utilize to beat you. Drop to a hold as Devine was rebounding, and look at Hayden now on the prowl, on the hunt. What a cut a ligament or something, because Devine is grabbing at his leg. The look on his face, that of pure agony, as now Hayden, Irish whip. Woo! What a leapfrog, backwards leapfrog, and a nice little spinning elbow. What a sell by Hayden. Greatest sell in CMV history right there, I think. Jawbreaker though, and now Kylie, Hollywood hold out of nowhere, the Hollywood hold is locked in, but Devine does not tap, quickly escapes. He knows the tricks. And now, had to say what up to Chris Benoit's ghost real quick. Now an Irish whip, again leapfrog, another one, and there's the elbow, and we're gonna get that great sell again. 10 out of 10. Oh, Hayden just gouged Devine's eye. Even friendship not gonna stop Kitely from utilizing those dirty heel tactics. But that flatliner gonna set Hayden up in perfect position as the Asian sensation looks to introduce a little bit of divine intervention into the world champion's life. Middle of the ring, hooks the leg. Uno, dos. No trace, Topher, no trace. And this is what we get every time Paul Devine and Hayden are in a ring against each other. An instant classic that seems like it'll have no end, because what can they do? Everything thrown at each other. We've literally seen it all already. Now going to spill to the outside, and perhaps Divine going to try to use the environment, the surroundings of the ring, taking Hayden up the ramp. This is a clean singles match, everybody. Countouts are in effect. Referee Murphy already at 3. They're fighting right on top of the LED board. That is pure glass. Yeah, Hayden's like, oh, we're going further up the ramp. What exactly are these two doing? Elbow drop now. 5. 6, and Hayden gonna throw Divine back down the ramp towards the ring. I don't know if there's gonna be enough time. Count of 7. Looks to bring Hayden up to his feet. Guys, we are at 8, and Divine says deuces. Divine says, nah, fam. I'm outie. 9 and 10. Paul Divine beats the world champion by a countout the same way we started the night. It ends the same. Damian beats Ken by a countout. Now Divine grabs himself the W at the count of 10 from referee Murphy. What, and probably their best matchup yet, comes to an end via a countout. It's Celebrate Chris Andrews Day here on Fusion. A 5-star collision. Hey, Devon says he doesn't want to beat Hayden if the victory is tainted, but I guess he sees a count out as a legit way to win, mate. And Hayden on the outside with a sly little smile like, you son of a bitch. Paul Divine, these past 3 weeks, has beaten all 3 of the men. He will be in the ring with that regicide for the world title. First Damian, then Kent, now Hayden. Are we looking at the next world champion? Will Divine be 5-time, 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 5-time? All right. Whew. Regicide is April 1st, 2 weeks away. You literally made the poster, Topher, you dingbat. I'll do a winter match, but I don't think I'm going to commentate. My head's hurting a little bit from Point Break combined with tonight. Don't want to give myself a stroke, premature death. See if we have any news alerts. Damian, I didn't know he was injured, but apparently he was, but now is all better, so that's good news, I guess. Had no idea that he was injured. Let's do a 8-man little hype battle royal for the Royal Rumble. Oh, it's the first, isn't it? I don't think we'll do the winner thing because there's only 8 people in here, actually, so it's kind of just perfect. I'll just put in who I see. All right, so little cheeky hype battle royal with the Royal Rumble just 4 weeks away. So who we got? Let's put fucking Eric Skarsgård in there, baby. Got Big Eck in the house. What, you don't want to see Namian keep up his Battle Royal tradition of being the first eliminated? We'll put Harvey in there. We'll put 4 Genesis and 4 Fusion, guys. So there's Genesis Fusion. We'll put El Jefe from Genesis, the Battle Royal GOAT. Fusion, we'll put old Billy in there. What else we got in here? I would never do that. How dare you? All right, so we need someone from Genesis. Let's see. Let's put Tyson Cage on there. From Fusion. Confusion. Let's see. Who should we put in there? We'll put Hans von Braun in there. All right, we'll put Adam Valentine. And last but not least, we'll do just do random. We need a Fusion guy. All right, Precious Simmons. There you go. Little bit of Royale for the Royal Rumble that's on the horizon. 4 Gen, 4 Fusion boys. Yeah, Eric Skarsgård, El Jefe, Tyson Cage, Adam Valentine, Harvey Hastings, Billy Shaw, Hans von Braun, and Percy Simmons. Seems like quite a party. Of course, the Royal Rumble match itself going to be 30 men competing over the top rope. We know you got to be thrown over the top rope, both feet hitting the outside of the floor in order to beat. There are no pinfalls, no submissions. The winner of the actual Royal Rumble match in 4 weeks at Absolution will get the opportunity to headline the last pay-per-view of the year, the 3rd annual Homecoming for a World Title matchup. It doesn't matter what brand they're on, of their choosing. This could just be some momentum for all these 8 men, who I'm sure will be looking to get into that Royal Rumble match. Right out of the gate, we got to have our eyes on the 2 big boys. Eric Skarsgård, the man with Viking blood in his veins, and Hans von Braun, one half of the former Fusion Tag Team Champions Dance Party, will be in action on next week's Fusion, battling the ATL under interesting circumstances. Adam Valentine with some pretty sexy new digs as we see Harvey Hastings going after the undefeated Billy Shaw, who will be in action this Thursday on the 50th episode of Reality Wrestling. 6-man tag. They'll be joined with the BG Body Boys. They'll be taking on Park Sung-ho and Shindig Shibang. The main event of this Thursday's Reality Wrestling, of course, going to be a doozy. It is the last ever Fusion Tag Team Champions, the Ballers Club, to take on the World Tag Team Champions, Click. Xander Slayton, Randy Borton. A little bit of brand warfare that'll be. Chris Diamond and Rob Cross versus Slayton Borton. This should be a good match. There's actually been trash talk on Twitter before between the Ballers Club and Click, so gotta be able to see it come to fruition. Who is truly the better tag team champs in CMV? The participants of the Invitational cannot be in the Royal Rumble, Josh. Oh, Skarsgård nearly the first eliminated. So we know the 6 men announced for the Invitational. Elijah Stewart, Josh Wolf, Reese Matthews, Adam Valentine, Dule Zaire, and Reese Ortiz. They will not be in the Royal Rumble. All the participants of that Invitational, which will last about 2 months, as I said earlier, will be exempt from any sort of championship opportunities. They'll only be competing in Invitational matches. So they're going to miss out on that, but they're fighting for the opportunity to go for the world title anyway. The man who places in first. If you want to read up on the rules, you don't know exactly what the Invitational is, again, check out our website, cmvwrestling.com. Exclamation point, join in the chat, we'll give you a link. Castle Fave did the rundown on you. Nobody eliminated yet, which is surprising here. Eric Skarsgård and Billy Shaw one-on-one. These two fucking bearded brutes. That's a one-on-one matchup I'd probably enjoy seeing. Adam Valentine and El Jefe squaring up over there in the corner. Adam Valentine, of course, is a participant in this year's Invitational. El Jefe claps temples. El Jefe, the Battle Royal God. You know, I think El Jefe is my early pick to win the actual Royal Rumble. After all the Battle Royals he's won over the years, I think it might be my early shoo-in. Seems like this Battle Royal is going to be going on until the actual Rumble itself. Percy Simmons. This could most definitely be a big boost of momentum for him. Could take all of it that he can. With light heavyweight title match awaiting him in 2 weeks at Regicide. It's a tiebreaker. He and Jay Davis coming off that win over Nikola Ivanovic on Fusion. Ooh, Hastings taking a little bit of a risk. I always say I'm not too sure about the strategy of going up to the top rope or even the second turnbuckle in these types of matches, because you can so easily just be pushed and eliminated. Right over the top rope you go. Boop, goodbye. But I had to pay it off for Hastings there, so what do I know? Still no eliminations, as maybe Hans will be the first to go. Yes, Harvey Hastings, the two-time United States champion who's set to do battle with Harry Heenan at Regicide, gets the elimination of the former Fusion Tag Team Champion. Now goes after the other big man in this matchup, Eric Skarsgård, former contender for the Rising Star title. Oh, don't know what he tried for right there, to be honest. Oh, there goes Skarsgård now. 2 eliminations for the Assassin. The 2 biggest men in this Battle Royal do not fare well at the hands of Harvey Hastings. You can see an interesting strategy being employed by both Billy Shaw and Percy Simmons, I should say, right now, is that they're rolling to the bottom rope, because you can't be eliminated going under the bottom rope or through the middle rope, only over the top. So that's a great place to be in order for you to rest and catch your breath and relax for a minute as Skarsgård hits the back. Oh, and there goes Adam Valentine, now eliminated by dashing Tyson Cage, who's fresh off that huge win at Point Break over Kendall Wolf. Adam Valentine not looking too happy. His new digs not bringing him the win he would have liked here. Yeah, Hefe's spending a whole lot of time under the bottom rope over there. Hey, more power to you. That's probably what I would do if I was ever in a Battle Royal or Royal Rumble. Tyson Cage decides to give everyone in the audience a good, nice look at his movie star physique. Hefe's still down underneath the bottom rope as Percy Simmons finally gets back up to his feet. Now Hefe uses the ropes to get to a vertical base as Billy Shaw, the unbeaten Texan Dream, looks to eliminate Cage, but it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Hastings' number might be up. If Simmons has his way, Hastings on that top turnbuckle, teetering. Hastings about to go for a ride, guys. Hastings is eliminated after eliminating both Hans von Braun and Eric Skarsgård. The leader of the Global Offensive is Gonzo. down to 4. No, down to 3, because there goes Tyson Cage eliminated by Simmons. 2 eliminations now for the deck. And there goes Hefe, 3 eliminations for the deck. Billy Shaw and Simmons remain. 2 Fusion Boys. Damn, Simmons just went hard in the motherfucking paint. What a G. 3 eliminations within like a minute of each other. Look at how Hefe and Cage are like, goddamn, what do we do to deserve that? And now Simmons gonna work on his cardio a little bit. Yeah, Hefe didn't realize he's eliminated. He's like, wait a minute, what? I blinked, what happened? Never forget El Jefe's Battle Royal streak. Billy Shaw, though, up against the #1 contender for the light heavyweight title. What a super kick. El Jefe got. Now Percy Simmons looks for a knee strike. Barreling down right on the face and chest of Shaw. Now the deck with a kick to the midsection. A little bit of twist of fate. As I said earlier, Simmons could use all the momentum he can get heading into his light heavyweight title match showdown at Regicide with Jay Davis. Billy Shaw currently unbeaten. He would like to keep it that way heading into the 50th episode of Reality Wrestling this Thursday. Nice kick to the midsection in there. Swift rope the ropes rocket kick. Planting boot right to the temple of the Texan Dream, the Beer Drinker, whose number might be up as Percy Simmons has big man teetering. Oh boy, looking down at that hardwood. Simmons tries as he might still have it, trying to push with all of his might, but Shaw hangs on. Now hammering away at the knee of Simmons. Gives him a little bit of a reprieve, uses to get back up to his feet now from behind with a straightjacket German. Whew, I think I'm coming down with something. My mom's been sick for like 2 weeks now. I think I'm getting it. Rip in peace. Reverse DDT though by Simmons. It's been very impressive. The MVP of this little impromptu battle royal. Completely missed that double axe handle. Now going to pay for it. Shaw taking him for a ride with that reverse STO. Yeah, these two guys, they know that this battle royal. Oh, okay, there goes Simmons, just like that. Percy says, Shaw's like, wait a minute, I left the stove on. Just like that, Shaw simply chucks Simmons out of the ring and is your winner. Remains unbeaten. Heading into the 50th episode of Reality Wrestling this Thursday, Reality Wrestling, I should say, this Thursday, where he teams up with the BG Body Boys to take on Park Sung-ho and Shindig Shabang. Yeah, Shaw was like, all right, enough. I'm done. Just like, bye. Billy Shaw, proven to be a force to be reckoned with. Great victory for the young up-and-comer. All right, my fine feathered friends, thank you for joining me. As always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you drop a follow so that you know when I go live. The next time will be on Thursday, of course, for the 50th episode of Reality Wrestling. Great looking card. Exclamation point, join in the chat. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com, which you are more welcome to join. If you have a call, we are Xbox One. You are welcome to see your creation featured. And all the past episodes are on my YouTube channel, which is linked on my Twitch info page. You could check those out. Thank you guys for dropping in and checking things out. This is a late edition of Monday Night Fusion. Great episode, though, and I will catch you guys next